The memory still claws at me. Years later, a white utility van, no windows, parked in the lonely expanse of a Walmart lot, rocking ever so slightly. It's the stillness that followed the moment my flashlight beam hit its side that burns brightest to stillness, so absolute, so deliberate. It felt like a predator freezing mid-hunt because it knew it was seen. That moment, I knew I should have left. My name is Jason Miller, and I've spent most of my adult life working, cleaning jobs, mostly at night, in the cavernous, eerily quiet retail stores across Texas. By 2022, I was a seasoned pro, used to the endless aisles and the low hum of fluorescent lights, the kind of quiet that can mess with your head if you let it. But the Walmart on North Loop 340 in Waco was familiar territory. I knew the managers, the supply closets, the routine. That June night, however, hot and sticky, close to midnight, everything felt off. My ritual cigarette break in the back parking lot was interrupted by the sight of that van, parked suspiciously far from the employee cars, in a blind spot for the cameras. No company logo, just dented panels and the unsettling absence of windows. When it rocked, subtly, like someone inside had shifted, I dismissed it whined, maybe a contractor napping. But then, as I aimed my phone's flashlight, the rocking stopped instantly, completely. A primal chill snaked down my spine. My gut screamed, but my logical mind fought back, trying to rationalize it away. Still, I stubbed out my cigarette and hurried back inside, the image of that silent, waiting van lodged in my mind. Just past midnight, I was upstairs in the office area, scrubbing desks, when a loud, sharp crash echoed from downstairs. My mop clattered to the floor. Muffled voices followed, then heavy, confident footsteps. My heart hammered against my ribs as I crouched low, fumbling for my phone, dialing 911. My voice, a ragged whisper, barely articulated the words. "This is Jason Miller, Walmart on North Loop 340. I think someone broke in." As I spoke, the footsteps grew louder, closer, then a deep, steady voice upstairs. "Check there." My blood ran cold. I dove behind a desk, pressing the phone to my ear, peering through a narrow gap. A tall, muscular man, calm and predatory, moved with an unnerving ease. A pistol, dark and menacing, rested in his hand like an extension of his own arm. He wasn't nervous. He wasn't rushing. He was hunting. Another voice called from below. "Nobody up there. Let's move." The gunman smirked a chilling, almost casual gesture. His eyes swept the office, lingering unnervingly close to my hiding spot. I felt certain he could hear my shallow, desperate breaths. After an eternity, he turned and walked away. I remained frozen, barely daring to breathe, until the heavy clang of a door echoed from below. Salvation, in the form of flashing red and blue lights outside, police shouting, boots pounding. The dispatcher told me to stay put. When officers finally found me, I was shaking so violently I could barely stand. We swept the store, aisle by aisle. Nothing. No broken locks, No forced entry, no signs of a struggle. The store appeared untouched, but in the lot, the white van was gone. In the security office, the grainy CCTV footage told a story I'd only partially witnessed. Two men, one with a crowbar, one with a pistol, had entered calmly through an unsecured delivery bay. They moved with methodical precision, signaling to each other, searching, not for merchandise, but for something else. And then, just 5 minutes before the first cruisers arrived, they walked calmly back out. No panic, no rush, as if they'd simply completed a planned task. The officers exchanged uneasy glances, one muttering, "These guys knew exactly what they were doing." I sat there, replaying the gunman's smirk, the pistol, the van's chilling stillness. I told the police everything, but there was one detail I kept to myself, a truth too disturbing to articulate, too unprovable to be believed. When I first shined my light on that van, before it went still, I'd seen shapes in the back. Not the tall outlines of men, but smaller, lower figures, hunched and motionless like children. The thought lodged in my mind, a cold, festering dread. Maybe it was boxers, shadows, my exhausted imagination, but the sudden, absolute silence, the way that van had frozen the moment I saw it, that was real. And the knowledge that armed men had slipped in and out so easily, so calmly, that was terrifyingly real. I never returned to that Walmart. My company reassigned me, but the memory followed. At night, I jolted awake, heart racing, replaying the gunman's voice. Upstairs, check there. I'd see his smirk, the pistol, the frozen van, and always, in the darkest hours, those faint shapes in the back, too short to be grown men. Sometimes I wonder what they were looking for, what was in the back of that van. And sometimes when I drive past Waco, I still scan the far end of every parking lot, searching for dented white vans, knowing that danger often lurks quietly, unpredictably, leaving psychological scars and unanswered mysteries that haunt you long after the immediate threat has passed.